Alright, boys and girls. Nick with Thick and Rugged Outdoors. It is sweet, sweet, sweet November finally. To say I'm tickled pink right now to be out in the woods is an understatement. It's November 2nd. It's about 3:38, 3:39, 3:40. I don't know what time it is. It's 3:45. And it's cold. It's rainy. Mild winds. Right around 5-10 mile an hour winds out of the northwest. It is that time of year. Anything can happen out here. This cold front came in last night and the deer were on their feet instantly. I seen a pile of does last night pretty early by the house. And of course I wasn't out hunting, so it is what it is. So we got out of work early. We're off tomorrow. And I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling really excited because you can't beat this. Perfect weather, perfect time of year. These bucks are moving big time now. They're looking for the first hot does. I seen a bunch of deer this morning while I was driving around work. A few nice bucks. I seen a few bucks got hit about 9 o'clock this morning. I seen 2 got ran over pretty soon after that. So, with this rain, these big boys will be on their feet tonight. I'll be very disappointed and shocked if I don't see anything. I'm set up about 80 yards from a bedding area with this upwind of me, so I can kind of get some sound and smell out of there pretty easily. I'll show you here. We came in from back up there. There's a cut cornfield up there about 150 yards. And you can see that thick brush back there. That's where the bedding area starts. I have high anticipation that I'll come out. And Mr. Big Buck's gonna die right about there. So I guess we'll sit back, relax, and see what happens. Well, that kind of sucks. I hate to burst his bubble, but somebody that does not own the property gave him permission to hunt here. That's not how that works. But I didn't throw a fit about it. He's fine. He ain't gonna bother me. He's going back to where he came in from and setting up over there. But whatever. I just hate this time of year when you find a property nobody else hunts and all of a sudden there's guys there. We're gonna move down here about 100 yards because I don't think those deer that he bumped up are gonna come back through here tonight. So let's give it a shot. That's how you're supposed to handle an encounter with a trespasser. There's no need to be rude. There's no need to yell. And there's certainly no need to be an asshole. wasn't necessarily in the wrong, but he's not in the right. It's something I want to figure out down the road, not right now. He was given permission to hunt here by his boss, who lives on the neighboring property, and he knows that they don't own the land, but he was told, the landowner told them they can get permission. Now, that's not a big deal to me because I don't own the property, so I can't say get the F out or stay, you know. But me being me, the guy just wants to kill some deer. Let him have at it. Yeah, he jumped 2 deer on the way in here, but what are you gonna do? It's just 2 does, you know. So I moved down about 110 yards down and over, closer to the cornfield, but I'm still about 80 yards from the cornfield. There's still all this good undisturbed bedding area down below me on this leeward side of this ridge, and those deer tend to funnel up out of that and go up higher on this ridge and out to this cornfield. It looks like I'm exposed right now, but I'm not. Got this big poplar tree in front of me. I can just peer around. And there's a cluster of not quite saplings, but small trees over here, blocking my way that side. This rain's starting to let up finally. So we'll stick it out till dark and see what happens. I just shot a big buck. I'm pretty sure he's dead right here. I gotta go check. It was a wild hunt this evening. I'm sorry I didn't get it on video. It was just, I was surrounded by deer for the last 2 hours of light, including this guy. I had 4 does come in, and then this buck came in my trail. I walked to my spot. He came in behind me, almost the same path I walked in on, which surprised me. He came down and ended up getting downwind of me. He smelled me but didn't bust out of there. He just kind of chilled out, and the wind started to skirt his nose just enough where he calmed down and lost interest in it. There was some does down there. He wanted to check them out because it's that time of year, the rut's kicking in. He I sat there and thought to myself, you know what, I'm happy I seen a nice buck this evening. And when I first seen him, I mean, all I seen was his right side, and he looked like a giant from 100 yards away. And he's not a giant, but he's a really nice buck, and I'm very proud to take this deer. To sit here and say that I'm not proud of this or not happy about it is BS. I don't care who shoots what, a spike, a button buck, a small yearling, a nice buck, a giant, 200-inch buck. This is my trophy for Pennsylvania for where I hunt. This is a high-pressured area. To say I got a buck on the ground with a bow, it's rewarding to say that. You know, anybody that sits here and laughs at me for not using a tree stand, not using scent control to its maximum potential, to not use, certain items like buck urine, doe urine. I grunted this deer in. He disappeared over the hill from where I was sitting, and I thought it was done. Hunt's over. It is what it is. But good Lord willing, some does came past me 15 yards away, and I threw a few more grunts out there when those deer cleared, and then another doe came up, same path, and there was a big tree in front of me, as you'll see in the video. I couldn't see around it, so I grabbed my bow real quick and pushed my bow arm out of the way and just turned my feet a little bit so I was able to shoot that direction. And the doe that came in just decided to you know, tuck her butt and run, which usually, if you've seen that in the wild, you see it's usually a buck behind her, pushing her or nudging her. And he was past her about 15 yards further. She was about 30, 35 yards. I made a perfect long shot. I don't want to show you in the video, but perfect shot. They only went through one lung, well, went through two lungs, but didn't get the other side. Those Nap Kill Zone broadheads did a great job. I'll show a picture on Instagram of the entry wound. But you know, I shot, and it made that distinct pop noise when you bust a deer's diaphragm. Made that distinct pop noise instantly. He ran about 15 yards and then made a hard left downhill, and I seen his rack in the briars, and he stopped, and I just heard crashing. So instantly, tears, overwhelming enjoyment, happiness. He's down, he's dead. Fast forward 15 minutes later, I got my composure together. So while I still had daylight, I'll go ahead and track this deer. Well, I didn't find no blood at first. I walked up and down the same path he made his hard left on, and where he was at, I walked it 3 or 4 times and did not find a speck of blood, and decided I'm just going to go ahead and head back to the house, back to the truck, and I'll come tomorrow morning in daylight, look for him. Well, took 4 steps, looked down, there's a big pool of blood. I mean, just like somebody took a bucket of paint and just dumped it out. And I was like, okay, this is a start, this is awesome. And looked to the left, looked to the right, there's this little tunnel he ran through of briars and thicket. He just plowed right through it all. And I went the wrong direction on the blood trail for about 50 yards and realized I'm going back the way I shot him. Let's turn it around. I turned around back to where I started finding blood. I just stood up and seen a steady, thick, you know, spray pools of blood for, you know, as far as the flashlight would show me. From where I shot him to where he died, if it was the way the bird flew, it was probably 55, 65 yards. But the path he took to get there was probably 120, 130 yards. These are tough animals. I don't care who says what. These are very tough animals. This is probably a 4-year-old deer. You know, he's healthy. I'm still in amazement. I'm lost for words right now, because this has been a challenge, and it's so rewarding to kill a deer with a bow on the ground in the state like Pennsylvania. You know, it wasn't public ground, but there's more than me just hunting there. As you'll see in the video, that guy walked in on me today, you know. And looking back on it, if he wouldn't have walked in, I wouldn't have moved, I wouldn't have seen this deer. I probably wouldn't have got a shot at him either. But it just goes to show you, things happen for a reason in the woods. It takes a little bit of luck, right time of year, right wind. And he's gonna be on the wall here soon. For sure, he's gonna be on the wall. I could babble for hours about how this works out, how this is, but this is just a great hunt. It's a great roll of my season. And I guess I'm done in PA for the year. I get no doe tags for PA, so I guess Maryland's going to be for the rest of the season. So stay tuned, and as the season goes on, we'll get to Maryland when we can, I guess, and keep it thick and rugged.